Hello students and welcome to the Cal State University Application Workshop. We are going to be going through the application today. We're going to start at this website here, www.calstate.edu/apply. And when you get to this screen, you're going to scroll down. And as you can see, there's some instructions here. There's some information here that you can read through. You are going to apply here. You're going to click on this arrow and you're going to apply for the fall of 2021. You click on that and then you're going to click on the apply button. Once you go here, the first thing you have to do is you have to create an account. After you create an account, you're going to be able to use your username and your password to sign in. But the first thing you do is create your account. So you're going to be filling out all this information, okay? So your title, that would be if you want to be called Miss or Mrs. And you don't have to put a title if you don't want to. As you can see, there are some things that have a little star. If it has a little star, that means it's required for you to fill that out. But if it doesn't have a star, it's not needed. I would strongly suggest that even though a middle name is not required, if you have one legally, I would suggest that you write it in. Okay, so I'm going to start filling out the application. So I am going to come up with some information that I'm going to put in this application just for to show you as an example what you are going to be doing. Make sure you use your legal name at all times in all your college applications. Okay, and your email address. So your email address here, make sure that you use an email address that you're going to be able to access after you graduate from high school. If you have not created an email address, make sure you create one to do all your college applications, okay?
Ms. Villavi?
Yes, Anthony?
Okay. Oh, people wonder if you just enlarge the screen a little bit. So just do Control+.
Does that work?
Yeah, perfect. Thank you so much.
Phone number. Make sure that you put a phone number. You can put your cell phone, and as an alternate number, you might want to put maybe a parent cell phone. But make sure you put something here. It is required for you to fill this out. Okay, so it right here, make sure you read this. And so I am going to click I agree. I agree with the terms of service to receive phone calls or text messages at that phone number. Okay, your username and password. So for the username, it will be and password. Okay, and you have to make sure that when you're creating your password, that you satisfy all of these requirements. Okay, down here you have to click the agree to these terms. If you don't agree, it won't let you create your account. And this says, are you currently located in a European Union country? You're going to say no. Uh-oh, something must be missing because it's not giving you the option to create an account. Let me check. Oh, it says provide a mobile number. whole number to enable text. 626.
I think you might just be able, for purposes of the application, Ms. V, to just put mobile there. So just switch it to mobile. Yeah, I think so.
Oh, I see. Okay.
And then the emails, I think they may have been a little bit different. Probably the capitalization.
Okay, I'll do that. So as you can see, things have to match, things have to be complete, and if something is missing, if something is wrong, the computer automatically won't let you go to the next step. So you have to make sure that everything is accurate. Okay, create your account. Once you create your account, you're going to be able to sign in the next time with your username and your password, and you only create your account once. Okay, so now we're going to start filling out the actual application with your information. So it says, what degree, credential, or certificate are you applying for? You're going to be applying for your first bachelor's degree. You click on that. Which of the following best describes your current educational status? You are a graduating senior. So you're going to click on the first right here, first bubble there. Have you taken and earned college credits through a community college? If you have done dual enrollment courses, then you would click yes. If you haven't done any courses through Mount SAC on our campus, then you click no. Okay, so I'm going to click yes because I believe a lot of students do have courses through the community college, through Mount SAC. So let me see, returning, are you applying to return to the CSU, which you previously attended? So most of you, actually all of you should say no. And U.S. military status, have you ever served? I'm going to put no. No, I have not served. And most seniors could say this. Residency, do you have or will you require an F1 visa or one visa exchange? So I'm going to put no because more students, so that's a very specific thing for some students that have those type of visas. So most of you will say no. What U.S. state possession do you regard as your permanent home? U.S. state. So you're going to be in California. And now you're going to click on Save Changes. So once you get here to the screen, you're going to have to start selecting the programs that you're going to do and at which university. So it says you must select at least one program to begin your application. And you may add additional programs from the Add Program tab at any time during the submission deadline. So before the deadline, you can add more to submit. So due to CSU enrollment pressures, campuses may offer very limited lower division and second baccalaureate programs. And it says, please click here for campus-specific program dates and deadlines. So I would suggest that even before you come here to this window to select a program, that you look at all those programs, all those schools that you're thinking of applying to, and looking at which programs you want to apply to. So that way, when you come to this window, you are ready to pick a program. Okay, so I'm going to click on Add Programs. And so it has Bakersfield here. Let me see, is it going to give me any other schools? Let me see. How about if I search here for
this one, Ms. V, the easiest way to do is to click hit filters on your right hand side.
Filters?
And then you can go to campus. And then depending on which campus the student wants to attend, they can just go that way. It's a little bit easier.
Oh, okay. All right. So I'm going to click on Dominguez Hills. And let me see. Oh, you can do start term, but you already selected that, so you shouldn't need to do that. All right, so let me click here, close. So now that I have Dominguez Hills here, you can select a program to study. Let me see if I can do this. Okay, so it's going to, so you're gonna have to click on whatever program you think you want to do at this school. Oh, it doesn't let me move up. Okay, so let me look for, okay, so I'm gonna do Business Administration Accounting. So I'm gonna click on this program. And then it gives you here a description. Now this information also is on the website, so you are able to search for this information even before you get to the application. And I would suggest you do that so that way when you get here, you have it already in front of you. Oh. So what happened? Where did it go?
So you're gonna click on the plus sign to the left side.
Okay, so I have to click on it again. Oh no. Okay, I found it. Okay, so once you add this program, it's going to allow you to continue to the next window. Okay, as you can see here, this is the place where anytime you click on an application that you want to get started on, it will come here to this window. So as of right now, I only clicked on one university, so only one is showing. But if you had 3 or 4 universities, you would see another one here on this side, and you would see, one below here, another one here. So this is the place where all of your applications will be listed, and they will all be in one place. Okay, so the deadline. So you can sort if you want to, but they're all going to be here in one place to look at. And as you can see, it says the total fee for this application is $70, and none of these applications are ready to be submitted yet because they're not complete. As you can see, there's a green bar here. This tells you how much of the application you have completed. So for me, I just got started on this application, so this is the only part that I have completed. Okay, my deadline is December 4th of 2020, and I am doing business administration accounting at this school. Okay, so I'm going to continue to my application. Okay, so so this is the place where you're going to see, this is basically like your home window. And in your home window, this is where you're going to get started every time you come into this area. And this is where you see how much you have completed of each of these areas. So here you have a tile here that says personal information. This is what we're going to be filling out. So as we fill out information, you're going to see that the circle is going to become green until you complete the entire circle. That's when the check mark is going to appear, and that tells you that this part of the application is complete. The same thing will happen here in the academic history. It won't look green if you haven't completed the whole section. And then once the whole section is complete, the little check will appear. Then there's a couple more here. There's supporting information and there's program materials. Okay, so same thing for these. Once you completed the whole section, then a little check mark is going to appear. Okay, so up here, as you can see, there's different tabs. So the first tab says my application. There's information here on your dashboard, and then you can click on some of these other tabs here, but basically if you do this in order, if you start with the personal information, it's gonna take you to the next section until you complete everything. But if you want to go to another window, you can by using the tabs above too. So if you want to add another school, you can add another program here, another school, another program basically. And then if you want to go to that window where your applications are, then you go to submit application, and then this is where that's going to show. Okay, and then you can always check the status of your applications. Once you have submitted, you'll be able to see the status here, and you'll be able to see at any moment how you're doing on this application, if it's complete, in progress, and all that, or if you submitted. So we're going to start with my application, like I said, and we're going to start with personal information. So once you get here, I would strongly suggest you start with the beginning, the first area here, and then it's going to move you automatically through these tiles. So the release statement. So make sure you read all of this. Basically, you're going to click on the check here on your certification of this statement serves the same purpose as a legal signature and it's binding. So, but make sure you read everything that it says about the certification. The CAS results release statement. Here, because our students at Bassett were not able to take the CAS, you're going to click on the last option here that says, I did not attend high school in California or did not complete the CAS assessment. So our students did not complete the CAS, and that's why you're selecting this option. And this is for release of contact information. You're gonna have to check on this box to acknowledge that you read the statement. And then you're gonna click on save and continue. Okay, so my information was saved, so I can continue to the next section. So it took me automatically to the biographic information. So I'm gonna start putting here the other information that is missing from my application, okay? So do I have any alternate names? So if you have any other names that you have gone by, you can put them here. Most students, this will be a no, okay? That would be a no for most students. Unless your name has legally changed, you don't have to do that part, okay? Your preferred name, do you have a name, first, middle, that you commonly use that differs from your legal name? So this is where maybe you can put a nickname. So you could say yes and put a nickname here maybe, or you know, if there's a difference in the spelling of your name, you can put it here. Most students, I'm thinking that you will be no. Okay, so legal sex. So what is your legal sex? So I'm a female, so I'm going to put that there. Do you consider yourself to be? So here there are many options for what you like to share with them. So you can put heterosexual, or you can put something else. Okay, how do you describe yourself? I'm going to describe myself as a woman. How do you describe the way that you express your gender identity in terms of behavior, appearance, speech, and movement? So for me, I am going to put gender conforming, which means that I am a woman and I dress like a woman. That's what that means. Gender conforming means that you basically you dress like the way you were born, with the sex that you were born. So birth information here, let me put a birth date. What was the year, Anthony? 2003, I think you said?
Yes.
Yes, okay. Okay, so select a country. So what country were you born? Okay, city. And then the state. Okay, and then the country that you were born in. I mean, sorry, the county that you were born in. So here you have to read these statements, okay? At any time since you turned the age of 13, were both of your parents deceased, or were you in foster care, or were you a dependent of the worth of the court? So these are very specific things, okay? Most of you will say no, but if you were in foster care, make sure you select yes. Or if you were a dependent of the ward, that means that both of your parents passed away. As determined by a court in your state of legal residence, are you or were you an emancipated minor? This means that legally you were kind of like, I would say like divorced, like you kind of divorced your parents. Most of you, that won't be the case. So I would say most of you will select no. At any time on or after July 1st, 2020, did your high school or school district homeless liaison determine that you were an unaccompanied youth who was homeless or were self-supporting and at risk of being homeless? So that's, like I said, very specific. Most of you will be no. At any time on or after July 1st, 2020, did the Director of Emergency Shelter or Transitional Housing Program funded by the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development determine that you were an unaccompanied youth who was homeless or were self-supporting and at risk of being homeless? So like I said, most of you will be no. At any time on or after July 1st, did the director of a runaway or homeless youth basic center or transitional living program determine that you were an unaccompanied youth who was homeless or were self-supporting and at risk of being homeless? So like I said, that's most of you will be no. Okay, so as you can see at the bottom, every time I hit save, it takes me to this window, and then you can say continue to the next section. Okay, so it says your current address. So select a country. So I'm going to put the United States. So address, I'm going to put the school's address. The city, La Puente. And the state is California. I'm going to put yes. And it says appropriate date through which current address is valid. So I'm going to put, let me see, can I put next year? Probably can. Okay, so I'm going to put it that I'm going to be here until June 9th, which I think that's graduation, the week of graduation. Okay, so I'm going to put that date just so that you can see that you can select until when. So if you're not planning to be living at this address, you want to put a date here. But if is this your permanent address? I'm going to say yes. So, but if I'm planning on maybe moving here, I think there will be a place for you to have another address, or you can probably change your address later. But you can put here, how long are you planning to live at that address? So to make changes to your phone number, go to the profile section. Okay, so I'm just gonna leave that there, and I would suggest that you put here another number for a parent, maybe. Okay, to make changes to your email. Okay, so I cannot make any changes now, so I'm just gonna go to save and continue. Okay, and continue to next section. Okay, so here for the citizenship and residency information, U.S. citizenship. Select the value that best describes your citizenship. So I'm gonna put U.S. citizen. And it says, if you were born outside of the U.S., what year did you or will you move to the U.S.? So that applies to very specific people. So only put something in there if you know that you were born somewhere else. Okay, residency. Okay, California, I cannot move that anymore. Let me see, you put in California residency, I'm gonna put yes. Have you lived in California continuously since birth? I'm gonna put yes. Just because for the purposes of the application. Now, if you have not lived in California continuously, make sure you put no, and then you're gonna have to put a date here. Okay, and we're gonna continue to race and ethnicity. Okay, so with regard to your ethnicity, do you consider yourself Hispanic or Latino? I'm gonna put yes. Please select one category below that best describes your background. So I am, let's see, I don't see my oh, I do see it. I am Honduran, so I'm going to put Honduran there. Let's see, regardless of your answer to the question above, please select below one or more of the following groups. Okay, so if you consider yourself any of these, and if you do, you can select something. I am going to decline to state, and that is an option that you can either select something or you can decline. Or you can say none of the above. Actually, I kind of like none of the above better. California State University often needs to report only one summary race ethnicity description for a person. Please select your reporting preferences. I'm going to put Hispanic or Latino. So we're going to save and continue to the next section. Here's my parent information. So you should add a parent here if you have a parent to report, and if you don't, there was another option there for you not to do that. Okay, so this one will be mother. Okay, residency, yes. So this is asking if your parent is a current resident of California. Most of you, if you're a resident, most likely your parent is also a resident, which means that they live and this is where they reside, and they have lived here for more than 5 years in the state of California. Lived in California continuously since birth, so you can either select yes or no. If you select no, you're going to have to fill out this information of when did they begin their stay, their prior country, prior state, and from when to when did he or she live there. So for example, if they came from a different country, you pick the other country here, and then you tell them, oh, this person lived in, let's say, for example, Honduras. They lived in Honduras from birth, you can put their birthday and then and whenever they moved to the state of California. But I'm gonna put yes here. Okay, your mailing address, or actually your parents' mailing address is what they want, because you already put your mailing address. So it's gonna be the United States, and I'm gonna put the same address. Okay, so the state, it's going to be the state of California, and the zip code. And contact address, you can put here an email and a phone number for your parents if you have one. I don't have an email that I can put here right now, so I'm just going to put a phone number. Okay, this is the mobile. Okay, so do you give permission for the admissions office to communicate with your parent regarding your application? I'm going to put yes. University campus communications. Do you give permission for your parent or guardian to receive information communication? This may include new student and housing information, parent activities, volunteer, shareable opportunities, having a hard time talking today, and general campus information. So I'm going to put yes, and then I'm going to say save and continue. And you can choose to say no if you don't want your parents to get any of your information. Okay, and then here you can add, so here's my mother, so I added my mother here, and you can add another parent. So if you want to add your dad, you can add a second parent. Okay, so I am going to, is it gonna let me go to the next section? So I don't see where it's gonna let me to go to the next section, so I'm gonna click here for the next title. Okay, so it says enter your information. Okay, social security number. Your designated programs may require your social security number for institutional or federal financial aid forms. Do you have a U.S. social security number? I'm gonna put yes. Okay, and I'm gonna put here a number. Okay, so if you don't have a social security number, you can click no. Let me see what happens if I do that. Okay, so international students, undocumented students, and other exceptions may not have a social security number, and you check the box below. So there you go. You have the option if you don't have one, but I'm gonna put the social security number. Okay, your statewide ID. So as you can see here, it says do not enter your social security number. Your California statewide ID is a number that you're going to be able to find in your transcript. So it's a really, really long number, and basically it's the number that the state of California uses for you as a student. So because you're a student, they give you a student ID number in the state of California. Like I said, it's a very long number, and you can find it, I believe, it must be at the top of your transcript. So you would put that number here. Okay, and it says what language, what is your first language? So I am going to select here that my first language is Spanish. And you can add more than one if you have more than one. Okay, so military dependent person. So are you the dependent of a person who's currently serving or who has previously served in the U.S. military? This may include active duty, service in the National Guard, or service in the reserves. Okay, so so you can select here if that is the case for you. Okay, so I'm going to put here yes, veteran. Academic standing, are you in good standing with your last school attended? I'm going to put yes, because I'm applying to college and I have good grades, so yes. Academic infractions and conduct. Have you ever been disciplined for academic performance by any college or university? I'm going to put no. Have you been academically disqualified at any college or university? I'm going to put no. Have you ever been disciplined for student conduct violations, suspensions, or expulsions by any college or university? I'm going to put no. Most of you, that will probably be the case. Most likely, most of you will put no. So teacher or other education credential information. Select your interest in obtaining your teacher or other educational credential. So here, if you're not interested, you can put that. If you're planning to apply to the credential program at a later time, then you can say that. So I'm going to do that because I'm a counselor, so I have a credential. So select credential objective. So you can choose. So if you know you're going to go into education, you have 3 options here. I'm going to put multiple subject credential. And usually teachers in elementary schools and sometimes in middle school will have a multiple subject credential. Okay, CalFresh. So are you interested in checking your eligibility for monthly food assistance to be used towards groceries through the CalFresh program? I'm going to put yes, because to me, if I can get help with that, that would be great, because I don't have maybe if I don't have a lot of support from my parents, that might be a good option for you because you can get assistance. California Promise. The California Promise program is for California resident students who are first-time freshmen and are interested in finishing their bachelor's degree in 4 years, or associate degree for transfer students that wish to complete their degree in 2 years. So degree programs and campus participation information can be found here at this website, and you can click on that. And are you interested in participating in the California Promise? I'm going to put yes. How did you hear about it? So you can put here, there's different options. I'm going to put counselor advisor. Okay, and you're going to click save and continue. Okay, and I'm going to go to the next area. Okay, so here's the financial aid, financial and parental information. So as you can see, as we're filling out this information, this little green bar, it's almost complete. So we have completed 7 out of 8 areas here, and it looks like we're almost there. Okay, so once we're done, this little check mark is going to appear. So for your household income and size information, now so you have to read these things, okay, this information, and I'm going to put that none of the statements apply to me. Okay. But after you read these, if you feel like one of these applies to you, make sure you select that it does apply to you. Okay, dependent household size. So this includes your parents, siblings, even if they went away to college, but they're still, your parents are still responsible for them. You can include them here. So it says, if your custodial parent, step-parent is registered with the California Secretary of State as a domestic partner, the parents or step-parent household must include the partner and the combined dependents. So, like I said, if anybody that is in the household as part of your family, even a stepdad or a stepmom, could be included in this area. And the parent's income must be included along with your parent's step-parent's income. So for additional information, if you're still not sure, you can click here for more information. So the total size of parents' household, I'm going to put that there's 4. Okay, and then dependent income. Now here you're going to actually put an amount, and I believe that once you fill this in, you won't be able to change it. So make sure that you're talking to your parents about this information so that you put the correct number in here. It is very, very important. Your fee waivers are going to be, so they're either going to give you a fee waiver, you're either going to qualify for it, or you're not going to qualify depending on what you put here on these boxes. So be very careful about what you put, okay? So for the first one, it says parents adjusted a gross income for 2019. This is the income reported on any parent's federal tax return. So I'm going to put it's $40,000. And then this is the parent's untaxed income. So untaxed means that it was in addition to this income. So most people won't have anything here, so you can leave it blank if you don't have any untaxed income. Okay, campus housing. Are you interested in on-campus housing? If there's availability and if it's available for you. So I'm going to put yes. So parent guardian education level. What is your parent's guardian education level? So here, if you click on that, you're going to see that there are many options. I'm going to put that my parents have some college and a high school graduate. And because I don't see here, this is green, that means something is missing. So let me go back and let me see. Do I have to put a 0 here? What it is? Yeah, so that's what it is. So if you don't have any additional income, you can put a 0 there. Okay, so save and continue. All right. So as you can see, so I'm going to go to the dashboard. So as you see, we completed this section. So because we completed the section, now it's been marked, and actually it's not green. The check mark is actually white, but the whole area is green. Okay, so I believe it's Mr. Armas is going to cover the next tile.
Thank you, Ms. VLD. At this time, we can entertain any questions from the presenters while I log on and share my screen.
Ms. V, don't stop sharing your screen for now.
Okay.
At this time, there's no questions on the chat, but if there are any students that do have questions, please make sure to use the chat down below.
So by the way, because I was done with that section, I went to the right-hand side over here and I logged out. So because we completed the section, as long as you complete the section and you know that that is completed and it's saved, you can log out and then you can log back in at any moment to continue the other parts of the application, because you're gonna need time to complete this. You probably won't finish it all in one sitting. So just make sure that you keep on saving what you completed and then log out anytime that you need to step away from your computer or that you're done working on your application. And then when you're ready to log back in, you can go back again to the website. So when Mr. Armas is ready, maybe he'll show you where he's at. So he'll start sharing his screen and you'll see that he's going to be able to log back into the account and then click on any of those tiles to be able to start the next section.
So we actually have a question on the chat, which states, what if our parents have an irregular income?
That's a good question. What I am going to respond to that is answer it based on the question itself from the application. So for example, if they are asking for 2019 income, you will answer the question based on their 2019 income. If it changes, if it went down, for example, for 2020, for example, because one became unemployed or whatever the situation may be, what you will need to do, especially if the income is less by a lot, you will need to contact the financial. You will need to contact financial aid office to correct the, update the accurate information. So you're going to need to write down the year they're asking, but again, if it changes, and especially if it's less, you will need to contact the financial aid office for each of the schools that you applied to. And then they'll go ahead and let you know what to do. You're going to basically say, my family's income, my parents' income has changed. It is now less. What are my next steps, or what do I need to do? And so they will let you know what you need to do, send you any paperwork or guide you on what paperwork you need to complete. And then they will update the information, and your financial aid grants may also change, and they will also inform you of that.
Thank you, Mrs. Torres.
Okay, Mr. Armas, it's all you, academic history.
Are you able to see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, good afternoon. Next, we have the academic history part of the application. As you can see, we have 4 sections. We have the personal information, academic history, supporting information, program materials. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to click on the academic history, and I just want to give you a couple of reminders. With this academic history, you'll have an opportunity to complete 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 areas that are included in here. So 1, you're going to populate your course grades, and then for your grades 9 through 11. And then for 12th grade and dual enrollment, you'll have an opportunity to also include the courses that you're taking and the courses that you plan to take. The accuracy of this information is going to be dependent upon the transcript that you get. So if you don't have a transcript, please ask your counselor for one after this presentation. So what we're going to do now is go ahead and we're going to click on high school attended. And in this case, I'm going to add a high school because that's the very first question that I'm asked. So I'm going to come here. I'm going to click on there, and then it says, okay, so it gives me a chance to write down the high school. The country is United States. The state, I'm going to put down here California, and California, schools in California. The city is going to be La Puente. And so now I'm going to come over here and look for Bassett High School. And here's Bassett High School. So we don't want the one in Virginia, so be very careful. We put the one Bassett and La Puente. Dates of attendance, I'm going to include in here that I attended school in the 2017-2018 year. So I'm going to scroll up and I'm going to include here that I attended school in 2017, but I also completed a class in July because I went to summer school, and prior to enrolling in the 9th grade, I took a course. So I'm going to put July 2017, and then the end date, we're going to end school on June 2021. Okay, so once you have included that, we go to the next area, and it says here, select the term. Okay, we are in the semester term, so we click on semester term, and then we save this high school. Okay, so we have here now another opportunity to select another high school. So if you are in a situation where you went to 2 high schools, you'll be able to write down the other high school that you attended. But at this case, we're going to just basically say that you attended Bassett for the 4 years. Graduation status, I have or will graduate with a high school diploma. That is my hope, so I'm going to click on that. Which high school did you receive or do you intend to receive your high school diploma? Bassett High School. Date received, I'm going to include in here June of 2021. Okay, we're going to save and continue this part, and it says continue to the next section. And now they're asking us for more academic information, and it says here, did you attend high school outside the United States? Nope, I did not. So I'm going to save and continue. Continue to the next section. Now, colleges attended. Okay, this is very, very important that you do this correctly, because if you have just one error in this area, you will not be able to submit your application. So here, let's go ahead and read what it says here. Regardless of all colleges and institutions attended, the relevance to the programs you're applying to, and whether the coursework completed there was already transferred to another institution, you need to report all the colleges. It also says here that report the institution only once, regardless of the number of degrees earned or gaps in the dates of attendance. Visit the application center for more information. And you can click on this hyperlink here and you get more information if you would like more information on that. Next, it says if you attended or attending an institution outside of the United States, you may upload an unofficial copy of the transcript, and that doesn't apply to me because I didn't attend that school outside the United States. And then once you submit your application, you cannot edit previously entered colleges or universities. So here, what we're basically want to remind you is that before you submit your application, we recommend and highly encourage that you ask your high school counselor or Mr. Orozco, our college advisor, to review the information, the application before you submit, because once you submit it, you won't be able to edit, and then you're going to have to individually contact each university that you apply to if there are corrections that you need to make. So let's go ahead and add a college or university, and this is going to be for our students that have completed a dual enrollment class with Mount SAC, or are currently completing a dual enrollment class at Mount SAC, or have completed a class either at Rio Hondo or at another community college. So it says here, what college or university did you attend? I'm going to include here Mount San Antonio, and I spelled that incorrectly. Mount San Antonio College, there it goes. Now it says here, did you obtain or are you planning to obtain a degree from this college or university? Well, at this point, I have not obtained a college degree, so I'm going to say no. What type of term system does this college or university have? Well, we know that Mount SAC is also on the semester term. And when did you attend this college or university? So here, I'm going to give you an example of a student because I have a couple of students that fit this criteria. So I have a student that has attended Mount SAC classes since the 10th grade. So when did the first semester start for this student? The student completed the class in fall of 2018. So I'm going to say fall, month, okay, let's see. So, okay, so fall, which started in August, and the year was 2018. Okay, and it says last semester, the student has maintained continuous enrollment in the dual enrollment program. So I know that the last semester for right now is going to be in the fall also. Month is going to be December. Year is going to be this year. And then check this box. If you are still attending this college or university, I'm going to check it because I want the college to know that I'm attending. And I guess I don't need to do the last semester if I check this box. But if you don't check this box, then you're basically saying that the last semester I attended was whatever semester it was. So in this case, I'm going to check the box as I'm still attending. So I'm going to hit save. And now I have an opportunity to write down the colleges and institutions that I attended. So I'm going to say, well, it shows here that I attended Mount SAC. I haven't attended another college, so I'm just going to leave it as this class. So if you notice, it says here, August 2018 to still attending, the present. Okay, so now. Okay, why isn't it allowing me to go to the next screen? Let me see here. So this is save.
Mr. Armis, I believe you have to put end date. So you're putting the beginning date of when you attended, but it's asking you, if you scroll up, it's asking you to put an end date.
Okay, you didn't come in clear for me, Ms. Torres. I'm not sure what you said.
Can you, if you scroll up, like, or go down the page more. I believe there was an option to put an end date. So you put a beginning date, but you didn't put an end date.
Yes, because it basically showed me that I'm still attending the college. So so let's take a look at this, folks. So we're encountering a situation here. It says here that, see, if I unclick this box,
Oh, I got it.
right, it basically says, it gives me another option here, but if it says if you are still attending this college or university, check here, but when I check on there, it deletes this area. So what I'm gonna do is, I'm going to, what's that?
You're right to leave it clicked. It's correct.
So I'm gonna hit save. And now it says, okay, so I guess what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna go to high school coursework. I'm not sure why it doesn't give me the little button here to save and continue. It says if you're attending an institution aside. Okay, so I'm gonna go to high school coursework and see if it allows me. Okay, so this area here is going to be very critical that you have your transcript when you're populating all this information, because all the information has to be very accurate. So it says here, failure to follow the instructions that are given in here will delay your admissions decision and can ultimately impact your admissions decision. So report all courses that will be used to satisfy the A through G subject requirements. Do not include non-college prep courses such as health or PE. Any math and or language other than English taken in middle school and have continued the course progression into 9th grade should be entered in your application to receive consideration. These courses should be entered as high school coursework and assigned to an A through G area. Okay, now, next, California high school students. The course title appears once you enter the first few letters of the title. If your courses do not appear, return to the high school's attended section and confirm that your high school was selected from the available options. Manually entering a California high school or high school course is highly discouraged and will delay the processing of your application. So we want to make sure is that the high school that you attend appears and that you select the high school so that you don't have any issues with that. If you completed college courses while in high school, such as dual enrollment courses, report those courses in the college coursework section. So that's very, very important. College coursework, do not include it in the 10th, 11th, or 12th grade of this academic history, but include it in the college coursework. If you took college courses while in high school and do not see the college coursework section available, go back to your extended profile and be sure you indicate that you completed college coursework while in high school. So next, we're being asked for the grade level and summer grade level. So in this case, grade level, I'm going to put here 9th grade level because that's when I started Bassett. And here I noticed that we have 2016, 2017, and in the 9th grade, I started school in the 2017, 2018 year. Okay. So when you click on that green arrow or that green check mark, you're going to be given an opportunity to write down the coursework that you completed in the 9th grade. So course title, in the 9th grade, I took an English. So if you notice, these are all of the courses that are A through G approved, and I took an English 9 honors class. Course type, I took an honors. In the fall, I had a hard time in this class and I got a D. But in the spring, I was able to get some help and boom, I was able to get an A. So now I click this green check box again, and I'm able to write down the next subject that I completed. So here I'm going to put down that I have also completed integrated math 1. This was just a regular class. In this class, I was able to get an A. Second semester, I got a B. Okay, and so what you're going to do is I'm going to give you one more example and then we're going to move on because we don't want to, spend too much time completing all of the coursework. But here, I'm going to put down that I completed ethnic studies. Okay, this is a regular class, so I'm not going to put down that it was an honors class. And here, one of the things I want to show you is that the fall semester is basically the courses that you took from August to December. Spring semester are courses that you took from January to June. I took ethnic studies, not in the fall, but I took it in the spring. So for the fall, what I'm going to put down is no grade because I didn't take it in the fall, but in the spring, I took the class and I got an A. So it's going to show, once I click on that arrow, on that check mark, it's going to say that I didn't get a grade. And so the universities are going to be asking, well, what happened here? Well, now I'm going to put down that I also took college and career. And for the first, well, this is also a regular class. For the first semester, my options are, I received an A minus. And then second semester, I did not take the class, so it was, where is it at? No grade. And you'll see that the universities are going to see that in the fall semester, I took college and career. And in the spring semester, I had ethnic studies. That D basically disqualifies me from meeting the requirements to attend the university. So here I'm going to put down that, hey, I made up that D and I went to summer school. So if you notice down at the bottom, it says here that I can add summer school. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add summer school. Summer grade level, I took it after my 9th grade. Okay, we're still in the semester system. I took it at Bassett High School. When did I take that class? It was during the 2017-2018 year. And now I'm going to go to that green check mark and I'm going to show the universities that I made up that class. So what class did I take? In this case, I took an English 9 general because English 9 honors is not offered in the summer. So I'm going to include English 9. Okay, I'm going to leave it at none because it wasn't an honors class. Now I'm going to show here that I made up that class in my first semester. And when I went to summer school, I was very successful and I got an A. Second semester, I'm going to put down no grade because I didn't take the class during the second semester. And then I am done. So when I go here, it's going to show that the class English 9 was completed in the summer, which shows that I made up that deficiency, that D grade that I got the first semester. So once I'm done with all of this, if I have other courses to add, like your science class or foreign language class or even art class or whatever other courses that you have in the 9th grade that are A through G, you're going to continue to add the courses here, or you're going to add it to here. But in this case, I'm just going to continue to the next grade level because I want to save some time. So I'm going to hit save and continue for right now. And it says save successfully, continue to the next section. I will then go to the 10th grade. And then, so basically when you complete the academic information, all the high school coursework, what it's going to do is that it's going to take you to once you complete all the 9th grade coursework, you'll have an opportunity to include, to populate the 10th and 11th grade coursework that you completed. So one of the things that I want to show you though is that I'm wondering if it'll allow me. So I'm going to go back to my high school coursework because I want to show you how you populate your 12th grade classes to let the universities know what your coursework is at this time. Okay, so here I have the 2017-2018. Now I'm going to come over here and I'm going to correct the year because I'm going to jump right into 12th grade. So I'm going to skip 10th and 11th because 10th and 11th you're going to be doing the same thing, but I'm going to go right over here.
Mr. Armis?
Yes.
interruption. You don't want to add a grade right there. If you go down to the left, it says add grade level.
Okay, so let me try that. Yeah, good point. Thank you. Add a grade. Okay, so when you hit add a grade, it basically takes you to right here, because this is where your classes are identified in terms of the grade, right? But what I want to do is I don't want to include a summer school grade because this is 9th grade summer. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the top. Yeah, it basically took me back to the same screen. So what I want to do is I want to include 10th grade, I have to go over here to this pencil and make the adjustment here. So I have to go here. And when I do that, now I'm going to change the grade to, I'm going to go right to 12th grade, okay? So 12th grade is being completed right now. So that's the 2020-21 year. And let's see here. Click on the check mark again, and it takes me to the 12th grade year. So here, okay, so let me go right here. (2017-2018). This is 2020-2021. So I'm going to click on that green arrow again, or green check mark, that is. And so, well, I guess I'm just going to go right to the 12th grade. So I'm going to come here and I'm going to put down, I'm taking English. Actually, no, I'm going to put down here, I'm going to go back because the example I want to give you is a student that completed a dual enrollment class in the 10th grade. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back here and I'm going to add a 10th grade class so it doesn't get confusing. So I'm going to come here at 10th grade. 10th grade year was completed in the 2018-2019 school year. I'm going to click the check mark. So now, English 10. I didn't take English 10, I took dual enrollment English. So I'm going to type in modern history just to give you an idea of how it shows. My grade in modern history was a B+, and I got a C+. So now it shows here that my English 9, okay, so, all right, I'm gonna need some assistance here because I see that the English 9 is showing up in this grade, and modern history showing up for this year too.
Mr. Armis?
Yes.
When you went down and you tried add a grade level, right there to the left, down, right there, that one.
Okay, so nothing's happening here. So see here it appears. So I'm going to go back here because this is an error. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to delete. I'm going to trash can this course, and I'm going to change this to 9th grade because I just realized what it is. So here I'm going to change this to 9th grade to show my 9th grade classes that I took in 2017-2018. So let me do that. Okay, so now it shows here 9th grade. Well, here's my 9th grade. Now it shows me up here that I can add my, it says 9th grade, but I'm going to change that now. So that's kind of interesting to see how it changed. Maybe it's when I added the add grade level because I see it down here too. So let me go over here and change this to 10th grade.
The year, Mr. Armis.
Yes.
The year is what? It should be 16-17, I believe. The year.
16-17? Well, yes. I'm going to change this to 10th grade. So 10th grade, and I'm going to change this to say 2018-2019 because that's when I completed my 10th grade year. So I come here. And now it gives me an opportunity to write out my 10th grade classes here. But this says summer school, so this is now confusing me.
Mr. Armis, go down. Go down. Right there where it says,
This one.
uh-huh.
Yes, so let me go. Yes, so this one here says 10th grade summer, and it has English 9, which is the one that I showed. So let me go back and change this one. I apologize for the confusion here, students, but as you can see, it's a little confusing, but we're gonna try to correct it. So this one here is going to be 2017, 2018. So now this should show 9th grade summer school. Okay, so that is correct right here. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to come over here and I'm going to delete this so that this is not confusing. And so now it shows here that I completed the 9th grade and I went to 9th grade summer school. So I'm going to add a grade level. And right here, you're right, Ms. Torres, I found it right here. So add a grade level, we're going to go and we're going to add 10th grade. And this is the semester. And now we're going to change 2018, 2019. Then we go here. Now I'm able to write down, where is it at? Right here. Now I'm able to write down all the 10th grade classes here. So let's just add one 10th grade class so that you can see how it works. So we're going to add monoworld history. And in monoworld history, I got an A. And second semester, I got an A minus. And then I'm going to come here and it's going to show you what I completed. Okay, so there's my 10th grade classes. So here, then you begin to add all your 10th grade classes. You're going to go down again and add another grade level. And you go right above it. We're going to add 11th grade. And 11th grade was taken in the 2019-2020. I'm going to click on the green check mark. And now I'm going to go to the top. And I'm going to include in here that I took U.S. history just to keep it consistent with the social studies. Okay, I didn't take United States. Okay, U.S. Where is it at? Okay, let me type in history. Okay, there it is. So if it's because they want me to put the period, U period S period history. So U.S. history, it was a regular class, and U.S. history, I was able to get an A. Second semester, I got a B. So now I come over here and click on that. Okay, so what I'm trying to show you is that I'm not going to include all the courses, but I'm showing you how the 9th grade courses are going to appear, how the 10th grade courses are going to appear, how the 11th courses are going to appear, and then I'm going to go here and add my 12th grade. So now in 12th grade, this is where we get to see a lot of errors, so we want to make sure that I spend some time here correcting, showing you how to do this correctly. Okay, so now I included the year, click on the green arrow in the box, go back to the top, and the course that I have taken, English composition, English literature, I believe I'm taking. This is an advanced placement class, it's already populated there. Now here, you're going to be given an option to write down the grade. Well, the semester hasn't ended yet because the semester ends in December. So I'm going to basically let the university know that for the fall, that class is in progress. And for the spring, that class is planned. Okay. One of the errors that we have seen in the past years is that students put in progress for the fall and in progress for the spring, which is incorrect. You need to put down that it's in progress. And then this is a class that is planned. So you click on the green check mark again. And we're going to type in another course. I'm going to type in there trigonometry. Okay, this is a regular class. Trigonometry is a in progress class, but I know because I work with my counselor that for second semester I'm not gonna take trigonometry. I'm taking trig because I took it in the 11th grade, and unfortunately I didn't pass the first semester, and I did pass the second semester with a C or better. I just need to make up the first semester. So I'm going to say, no, I don't think I'm going to take this class again. So this is going to be no grade, or because it doesn't give me not planned. So in progress, planned, no grade. So we're going to keep it as no grade, and you'll see that it'll say, I believe, none. Okay, so it says no grade. All right, now, once you populate all the classes, and I'm just giving you this example because there may be a situation where a student is not going to take the class in the spring. If you put down that you plan to take a class in the spring and you don't take the class in the spring, and you don't let the universities know that you're not taking that class in the spring, your admissions can be rescinded and you can be denied attending that university because they accepted you based on the information that you provide here in this academic history. So it's very important that whatever you put down in the fall and the spring, that you follow through with it. And if you do have a class change, or for whatever reason you don't take that class, that you notify the universities. Okay, so once we're done here, if you notice, it won't let me save and continue because I probably haven't completed all the coursework. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to jump right to the college coursework. So once you completed all the 9th, 10th, 11th, and 12th grade information, you'll have an opportunity to save and continue. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to college coursework. And let's see what kind of information it gives me. So now here, we're going to write down college coursework. And it says here, report all courses on your transcript. So whatever courses that are going to appear on your Mount SAC or college transcript, you must include them in this area. Okay. Use your official transcript once again to populate this information, because if you put down that you received a certain grade and when the universities get your transcript and it's a different grade, you may have issues with you being admitted, because again, you're confirming that everything you provide here is accurate. And then it says right here to enter the courses under the institution where you originally took the course exactly as it appears on your school's transcript. Enter in progress and planned work if you're currently taking a course or you plan to take that course next semester for dual enrollment. After you enter the transcript information for all colleges attended, you can review your calculated GPA on the right side. You can recalculate if you add additional courses after your initial calculation. So hopefully we'll see if it gives us that information, being that we didn't complete the whole application there or the whole section. First-time freshman applicants report all college coursework while enrolled in high school. Then you must manually match courses with the appropriate A to G category, and I'll show you how to do that in the next screen. Right here it says A through G matching, so we're going to review that. Okay. Okay, it says lower division, upper division, and A associate degree report all courses completed at all colleges attended. Okay, well, that's what we're doing. Returning applicants. Okay, you're not a returning applicant. This is your first time applicant to the Cal State universities. And then we have a hyperlink here that says if you need additional help, you can contact the Help Center for more information regarding college coursework. So if you're not adding any college transcripts, which most likely at this time you're not adding, I wouldn't worry about that for right now. Excuse me. So let's go ahead and start. Let's go ahead and let's go over here, and it says, have you completed entering your transcript? Okay, let's go here and start. Okay, here the colleges is recognizing that I've attended college fall August 2018 and still attending. So it says right here, start by adding a semester. So I'm going to start by adding a semester. And in this case, enter your courses first. For any courses you took that fall outside the typical, I could choose freshman. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to select the term, and the term that I'm selecting is going to be fall 2018. So I went to Mount SAC in the fall. The year was 2018. That was during my 10th grade year. Academic status, let's see what it says here. I'm going to select freshman because that's what it's asking me to do. Choose freshman. Completion status, I completed. Okay, add a course. So I'm going to put in here, the course that I took was freshman English. Or English 1A, I believe that's the way it appears. Yep, English 1A is how it's the course code. If you notice, the course title is freshman English. Subject is, this is going to fall under an English category. So I'm going to find English here. Okay, English. Credits. Okay. I'm not sure why it's giving me, okay, this is the number of credits that I earned. Or this is, grade. I know I got an A in that class, so I'll go back to that credits. I'm not sure what that credits is. Don't know what this one is. CAS grade. Credits. All right, let's continue and see what happens here. Is this a transferable course? Yes, it is. So I'm going to add another course because I took a course in the 11th grade. And in the 11th grade, I took the critical thinking class. So that class was English 1C. Okay, where's that English 1C? Here's the English 1C, which is a critical thinking class, which is the second course that I took at Mount SAC. This is also going to fall under English. Grade, I got an A. Okay, so now I'm going to add another course. Let's see here, what is this? Okay. Okay, now I'm going to write down, folks, I just realized something. This is for fall of 2018, so I'm going to trash can this one. Okay, so let's do that again. Are you sure you want to delete this? Once you delete, okay, yes, delete this course. So if you notice, I was asked the same question twice, and Cal State usually does that to make sure that what you're doing is correct, because if not, you may be losing a lot of data. So here I'm saying that in the fall of 2018, I completed this course. So now, how do I let the university know that I'm going to populate another course for a different year?
Mr. Armis.
Yes.
Can you correct the grade where it's red?
Oh. Like that. Okay, now I'm going to hit save. So once I save that class, it shows here that I took English 1A during the fall of 2018, and I got an A. Now I add the rest of your courses, making sure to add them under the proper semester. So I'm going to say add a course. And here I'm going to put that English 1C. English 1C. Okay, English. And an A. And I'm going to hit save. And then I need to correct this because it's showing that I took it in the fall of 2018. So I'm going to go here. I'm going to correct the year. And
Mr. Armis?
yes.
Go ahead and delete it. And then save. And then go down.
Go hit save, right?
Yes.
Okay, save here.
And then you're going to add a semester.
Oh boy. Okay, so add a course means that I'm adding a course in the fall of 2018. Add a semester means that I'm adding another semester. So what I'm going to do, so that's a very good point. My understanding is that in the winter month of last year, which was winter of 2020, which is this year. Again, I'm going to put freshman, and the reason why I'm putting freshman is because it says here, enter the course first. So I just want to review this again. For any courses you took that fall outside the typical academic statuses, choose freshman. So I'm going to choose freshman, completion status. I'm going to say I completed a course, and then I'm going to hit save. Okay, so now I'm going to add a course because it shows here that I completed a class in the winter of 2020. In this case, English 1C. Subject is going to be English. Oops, wrong one. Grade A. Click out of that. I'm going to save. And then I'm going to come here and add another semester for this year. So term, I'm in the fall, which is right now. The year, 2020. Academic status, again, I'm going to put freshman. Completion, this one is in progress. Okay, I'm wondering if I'm able to click add a course here. I'm just going to save it and just not take my chances there. So let's go ahead. Okay, so now I'm going to come here and I'm going to add a course. And then right now I'm taking in American Sign Language, so that's ASL. No, I take it back. I am not taking a class in ASL right now. Yes, I am. ASL. How come it's not giving me American? Maybe try AME. Nope. Maybe try sign language. Okay. Nope, that's not the one. So let me come over here, try this one.
What are you looking for, Mr. Armas?
Mr. Armis, I seen sign 101
Yeah,
there.
sign 101's
Oh,
there.
did you see it?
Yes, I did.
Okay. Sign.
10.
Oh, there it is. Perfect. Thank you, folks. So there it is. Sign 101, which is American Sign Language. Is this class right here, American Sign Language? The title, that's under American Sign Language. Grade, I'm going to leave it blank because it's in progress. Okay, so it recognizes it's in progress. I'm going to hit save. Okay, so now, as you can see, it lets me know that as a freshman, I took freshman composition and got this grade. In the winter month, I took critical thinking and I got this grade. And then right now, in progress, I'm taking American Sign Language. So basically, I'm done here. Once I'm done, I go through the A through G matching. So one of the things is that this is going to show us that we're not fulfilling all of the requirements. But what I want to show you is that in the A through G subject totals, it shows here that I have 2 years completed of A through G of history. Okay. And then it shows that I have 2 years of English because I only put in English 9 and then I put down the freshman composition class. In math, it shows 3.5 years. In biology and in physical science, it shows that I don't have any here. So if you wanted to like make any adjustments here, you double check the updated A through G subject requirements and it'll show you here let's go to 9th grade, and it tells you here that English 9 is categorized as a B, which is English 9 here. If I go to here, English 9. Okay, so let me see here. Oh, there it is. So English 9 honors, yeah, the A through G is B. Integrated Math 1 is C, which matches them Integrated Math 1 here. Ethnic Studies, if you notice, I put it in the G category because that's a college prep elective. College and Career Seminar, the same thing. And then, of course, over here, it shows that English 9 is also a college prep elective. I'm not sure why I can't see the whole screen here, but I'm not able to move my screen. Oh, here it is. Nope, it doesn't allow me to go to the right side. Let me try something here. Okay, yes, so that's what it's showing. Okay, for the 10th grade, I want to see how that class was. For the 12th grade, for the 10th grade, I took a MONSAC class. I want to see what kind of category it's being categorized, that class. So if you notice, MONSAC doesn't have any A through G's here. This is where you can manually change this or adjust them to reflect what these courses, what subject areas these courses meet. So I know that freshman composition is English, so I'm going to put here A. Critical thinking is also an English class, so I'm going to include it as A. And American Sign Language is a foreign language class, so that is the E. So I'm going to go over here and put E. I'm going to save and continue, and I'm going to go back to summary. So now when I look at my A through G subject totals, it shows here that I have 2 years of English, which is English 9, and it's not recognizing. Okay, so I'm having an issue here, and the reason why I'm having an issue is because we're going to have to do something. So the visual and the language was categorized correctly. English, it looks like we're having trouble because I completed critical, and I completed, I haven't completed my English 11 and my English 12. Well, why isn't it giving me my English 12? So I'm going to go back to updated A through G because this is incorrect. It shows that I only have 2 years. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to, so I'm going to go to 12th grade. And AP English is being given the correct subject area, which is B. 10th grade, I didn't put any English. 9th grade, we do have the English, so that's 1 year. There's 2 years. MONSAC, I did it wrong. If you notice, I put A. It's supposed to be B, so let's put down B. And critical thinking, I'm going to go B. So you see what I'm doing? I go back and save and continue. Now I'm going to go back to the summary, and now it should reflect that I have 4 years of English as opposed to the 2 years that it showed. And now here it shows the 2 years. And then of course it lets you know what other subjects are here. So when you're completing this application, if you see when you go to the A through G subject totals that the 2 years, because you have to have a minimum of 2. If the 2 appear, you're good. If the 4 years appear, you're good. But we noticed that we had 2, so that means that there's an error. And if you have an error, it's not going to allow you to submit the application. And if you've, so we want to make sure that we correct those. So once you completed this, it gives you a calculated GPA of your A through G subject requirements in the 10th and 11th grade. And if you notice, at this point, I'm going to accept that. And I'm going to say accept and save because I know that information is correct. I'm going to continue to the next section. And then I go to standardized tests. At this point, I have not taken an SAT or ACT test. And so let's see what it says right here. It says you can self-report your standardized test scores or report tests you plan to take in this section. Some of the programs you apply may require you to report certain test scores. Be sure to check with your programs to ensure you are completing all requirements. Visit the Help Center for more information. So freshman applicants, very critical right here. ACT and SAT scores will not be used for any admission purposes, and applicants are not required to submit these scores. If you have taken the ACT or SAT and have already sent your scores to a CSU campus, you can add your information below. If this is the case, we encourage you to include your College Board ACT ID number. If you have not sent your scores to a CSU campus, no further action is needed at this time. If you are accepted and you elected to submit your SAT and ACT scores, the results will only be used as one of the measures to place you in the proper math and English class. To reiterate, very, very important, applicants who have not yet taken the ACT or SAT test do not need to for fall 2021 admissions to the CSU. That's all our seniors right now, as the CSU will not consider them in any way for the purpose of admissions. Okay, so since I haven't taken my SAT test and I'm not going to submit any SAT scores, I'm just going to basically ignore this area, and we are done with the academic history. The reason why it shows that only 4 of 7 areas have been completed is because we have to include our 10th grade, 11th grade, and 12th grade courses. Okay, so once I'm done here, I go back to my application. And if you notice, it shows here that the green is not all the way over here because we're still missing some sections that we need to complete, and we know what those are. We know that we have to finish populating all of our coursework. So I believe this concludes my end or my part with the academic history. And while Ms. Torres presents the next 2 areas, we'll entertain some questions at this time.
Mr. Armis?
Yes.
Can you please review before you get out? Can you please add Spanish speakers class?
Excellent point. Excellent point. Okay, so
In any grade level you'd like.
sure. Okay, very good. So students, we want to share this information with you because this is another area in which we've had difficulty in the past. And thank you, Ms. Torres, for sharing that. So let me let's see, this thing is still. Let's assume that in the 11th grade, okay, there it is. Okay, so let's assume that in the 11th grade, you completed Spanish Speakers 1. So if I completed Spanish Speakers 1, I'm going to add here Spanish Speakers 1. Our Spanish Speakers 1 course is not at the honors level, it's regular level. Fall, I got an A. Spring, I rocked and I got an A+. So here, when I do this, it's going to show that I completed 1 year of Spanish Speakers 1. But we know that Spanish Speakers 1, the universities accept this course as meeting a 2-year requirement. So in my A through G matching, it should show 2 years. So let's do this. Let's continue and let's go to the A through G matching and see what it shows, because if you put down Spanish Speakers 1, we would think that that course fulfills 2 years. If you notice, it says here 3 years. So let's look at this. Updated A through G. So Spanish Speakers 1, oh, it is showing it, Miss Torres. It shows 2 years now.
Oh, they have updated it.
So they yeah, so it's been corrected. Okay.
That's news. Okay, good.
Yes, because in the past we had to write down the course twice and then put P's and so forth, but it's been corrected, so we're not going to do anything, folks.
However, on the sign language down below, it doesn't categorize it, so you would have to add that E for.
Yes, we had the letters, but I'm not sure why it went away. Yeah, but it is reading it correctly, so let's go over here. So with American Sign Language, 1 year, and with Spanish speakers now, it shows here the 2 years. We fulfilled the requirements for the A through F. So let's go back to history, and it should show the 3 years here. Okay, very good point, Ms. Torres, but it looks like it's been corrected. So this is the first time that I see that. Okay, any other questions that we may entertain now that we're still here? I'm gonna go back to my application.
We've answered most questions. Students, if you have another question, now's the time to ask as we transition to the next parts. The next parts are very short, so hang in there. It'll be quick. But if you have any questions, go ahead and write them down for us to answer.
Yes. So the point that I want to bring out is that, you know, we've been doing this for many, many years, and as you can see, sometimes errors can happen, and trying to get familiarized with the application itself can be a little bit confusing, but don't worry, we are here to help you. And once we review your application, if we see that there are some errors or some corrections that need to be made, then, you know, we'll bring this to your attention. But for the most part, hopefully you were able to see that through some of the mistakes that I made, that you now can avoid those mistakes. And if there were some things that I didn't understand, if you noticed, I asked my colleagues for help and they were able to help me and guide me. And that's what we will do, because together as a team, we can help you in applying. And first step of being admitted to a university is applying. And second is the universities themselves admitting you. So as we transition to Ms. Torres, we just want to remind you once again that if you'd like for us to review your application, we are happy to review them. Or Mr. Orozco can also help you review them. And because once you hit submit, if you find an error, you're not going to be able to edit your application. You will then have to communicate with each single university to make those corrections, and that could be a lot of work. So Ms. Torres, I'm going to now stop sharing my screen so that you can share the next part, and I want to thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Armas. Okay, can you see my screen?
Yes.
Thank you. Okay, so we're gonna go on, guys, to the next part here. Again, like I said, this is gonna be quick. I thought it was a little longer, but no, it ends up being very short. So here are, but they're very important information that you want to enter. So educational programs and work experience. So there's two sections here. Here they're asking you if you participated in AVID. You might have had AVID when you were in the 9th or 10th grade. So you would mark that yes or no. And if so, how many years during high school only? I'm going to go ahead and just put 1. If you're in Upward Bound, some of you are in Upward Bound, you click yes. And then of course they ask how many years. If you weren't, then you click no. Talent search for educational center, I'm going to go ahead and put no. Puente project, I'm going to go ahead and put no. But if any of these are yes for you, go ahead and click yes. You know, again, this one is other foster youth programs, student support services, camp, and, you know, anything that you've been involved with, you know, you could go ahead and put yes. Now, work information, they want to know if you worked, you know, part-time, summer, whatever the case may be, but they're asking for an average of numbers per week over the last you know, over 2 years. So I let's say I worked a couple of hours or a few hours a week. On average per week, I'd say between 1 to 5 hours. Was more than 25% of your work hours related to major of your choice? No, because I was just working part-time to help out at home or for my own expenses. Here, extracurricular programs, hours of participation in leadership. So here, this is clubs you're involved in, yearbook, student government. I know there's quite a few of you in ASB, and I know as ASB, you guys do a lot. So, they want to know average number of hours that you were involved in activities during the last 2-3 years. So, who knows, it might be, somewhere between 16 to 20 hours. So get an average, kind of list everything you're involved in. And band, I know band, has a lot of band is part of this, marching band. So many of you are so involved. You're in band, you're in sports, you're in yearbook, you're in ASB, you're in so many things. So kind of gather all that information, average it out, and then choose how many hours a week. Okay. Did you hold, I'm a very active student, so I put 21 or more hours a week because I'm very active. Did you hold or have you held any leadership positions like president, secretary, yearbook editor, VP, treasurer, etc.? So I'm gonna go ahead and put yes. If it's a no, then you click no. Save. Moving on to the next section, EOP. So here, EOP is a really, really good program, but you need to qualify for it. So, they have here to learn more of EOP. So Educational Opportunity Program is, the goal of it is to improve access for low-income, first-generation students. Again, low-income, first-generation, and historically disadvantaged from California with potential for academic success. So basically, there are 2 requirements for you to qualify, the low income and first generation. So a question that students get confused with is first generation. They ask, if my older brother went to college, am I no longer first generation? That is incorrect. You are still first generation if your parents didn't attend college or didn't finish college. So your parent might have gone to, let's say, Rio Hondo, and they took a few classes, but they didn't finish, or they didn't get a degree, then that doesn't count. They have to have completed a degree. So you are considered first generation if your siblings or yourself are considered first generation. Okay. The EOP, select yes to apply to EOP. Your EOP application is not considered complete until you have completed the 3 EOP sections, as well as provide 2 recommenders. So here you're going to have to think now of 2 people, either a counselor, your teachers, 2 people that you have connected well with, that can speak on your behalf of how that know you really well, or that may know you on a more personal level, or you have a great relationship with them as far as, here at school. So it does have to be, kind of like school related. One, I believe, can be like maybe like an outside organization, but you have to have at least one from school. Normally, we recommend teachers or counselors. Here, I'm going to go ahead and click yes to show you the process. So I'm going to click yes. Have you attended previously? No. So where do you plan to live? I'm going to go ahead and put out campus housing. How many brothers or sisters are attending K2? I'm just going to put, I have 2 younger ones, are currently attending college, 1. I'm the second one to go to college. How many brothers or sisters receive a bachelor's? Not yet. What languages are spoken at home? Spanish and English. Oops. During the past 10 years, have you or your family received any income from public assistance such as CalWORKS, CalFresh, welfare? If you're not sure, ask your parents, because you may not be aware of programs that they get, but this is going to help you. So, and this is in the past 10 years. So maybe right now they may not be getting CalFresh, but they did 5 years ago. So then you would click yes, right? So please make sure to ask your parents if they've received any of this in the last 10 years. I'm going to go ahead and put no. Have you or your family ever participated in a publicly funded program such as subsidized housing, public affordable housing program, Section 8? Again, ask your parents the free or reduced lunch programs. Ask your parents, because sometimes you're not aware of certain information like this, and your parents can kind of confirm. So I'm going to go ahead and put here the free I've had free lunch since I was in kinder. So this is through the federal lunch program. So I'm going to go ahead and put that. Do you or any other children in your family work primarily to contribute to household? I used to work, but I don't work anymore. So I'm going to put no. Applicants may complete and submit their application and then return later to complete EOP. So let's say you have completed the application, but EOP, there's questions that you have to answer, which will require, they're like short paragraph type questions that do require you to, give some detail and some thought and things like that. So if you don't, if you're done with everything else of your Cal State application, you can actually submit your application and not necessarily submit the EOP part of it. And you could always come back and submit the EOP later. However, be mindful that EOP, some schools, the deadline for the schools are different. So the application for the Cal States is November 30th. And for some Cal States, the EOP application is also November 30th, but for others, it might be December 3rd, it might be December 15th, it might be January 15th, it might be February 1st. So best bet is for you to submit, November 30th, but you could also research online and just basically Cal State EOP deadlines, and a list of the schools with their deadlines will appear somewhere there. I'm going to just show you the next section. Have you completed the questions? Are you ready to continue? So I'm just going to click yes to show you what you are going to be doing. So here, name of parent, I'm just going to put X for now. Name of parent occupation, I'm just going to put letter to, so it could allow me to go through. I'm just going to put that. There you go. What do you have information to report? Do you have any information to report on the second parent? No, single parent. Or if you live with both parents, you could go ahead and put, your other parent's information. Here, they're going to ask you for parent 1, 2021 estimated. So 2021 is next year. So, they probably won't know for sure their exact amount. So it's an estimated amount. If they're doing the same thing as they're doing now, for instance, if this year they're estimating for 2020 that, they made 40,000, and for next year, they're pretty much going to be in the same job, doing the same, earning the same amount, then I'm going to go ahead and put the same estimate. Again, it's an estimate. It doesn't have to be exact. If you put a parent 2, then you put something there, but if not, then you leave it blank. The size of parents, or guardians household. So this includes your parents, your siblings, and anyone else that your parent may support, such as like a grandmother, another, maybe there's a niece or nephew your parent supports, grandfather, anyone that they support at least 50% or more of their needs. Are you independent of parent support? Meaning like, are you on your own, paying your own bills, your own rent? Not yet. So I'm going to go ahead and click there. It doesn't let me say why. Maybe I'll put 0. Oh, I didn't put the household size. So I'm going to put, there we go. continue EOP application. Have you completed the questions for EOP page, and are you ready to continue with the EOP? So I haven't completed them, but you notice how it says no, I will return later for these questions. So these are the questions I'm talking about. You know, here, describe your family's economic background, include information about your financial challenges. Why would you like to attend college? Discuss your career, personal goals, particular circumstances, experience, or people that have influenced you to prepare or motivated you to attend college. Cultural, financial background, family, teachers, schools attended. Briefly discuss your academic background. Did you utilize any additional support at your high school, such as tutoring? You know, Upward Bound is a support. Tutoring, you know, Think Together may be of support. You know, maybe outside of the school you receive some type of help. Did your grades in high school and college reflect academic ability or potential? This is a good question. Maybe like, you know, you could have done better, but you know, because of lack of immaturity, you didn't do so well, and now you think back and, man, I could have gotten A's in those classes. This is an opportunity for you to share why or how you could have done better. Or maybe you had a situation at home that didn't really allow you to give it your best because, you know, something from home was kind of holding you, like, you know, there was some family things going on, or maybe, you know, you had to be babysitting during this COVID situation, that your semester grades from last year could have been better because, you know, maybe you had to work to help, you know, the family income. So situations like that that are unique, it's important that you include them here and that you share them, because those may play a big role on their decisions as far as admitting you or accepting you to a program or even the school. List all your extracurricular activities, work experience, etc. in the last 2 years. And then here, any additional information that you want them to know about you to determine, you know, as they're reviewing your admissions for the program. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and click note just so I could go through. Here is where you are going to enter the information for your recommenders. So let's just say, you know, you're going to choose, I'm going to pick a teacher here. You're going to Myers. I had Mr. Myers last year. I got along with him really well. And I asked them if he could be a recommender for EOP. He said yes. So they don't write a letter, you guys. All you need is this information from them. You need their first name, last name, and email. So I'm gonna right here, Mr. Myers, his email. Okay. EOP deadline. So you want to give them a deadline of when they need to submit it by. I'm gonna go ahead and put, you know, November 30th. What happened here? Doesn't allow me to. So anyway, I'm gonna, for whatever reason, it's not allowing me to. But here maybe, oh, maybe because they already pre-dated, you know, October 22nd. It's a recommendation. It's the EOP recommendation deadline. Maybe that's why it doesn't allow me to change it. So if it doesn't allow you to change it, then just leave it alone. But in your message, you could say something like, you know, thank you, Mr. Myers, for completing this and for your time. Submit by no later than November 30th. This is the deadline to submit. Okay, so I don't know, like a little thank you or something, you know, a little note you may want to send them, because when they get the link to do your recommendation, they're going to be able to read this. waiver. I waive my right of access for this recommendation. You're going to click yes. You're giving permission for them to contact your recommender, and also permission to contact the schools to contact. So save EOP recommendation. I'm not going to save it only because I don't know if it's going to email him. So, but basically once you save, it probably, I believe it emails him the link where he's going to click on, and he's going to answer questions about you and fill out the recommendation part on your behalf. So I'm going to just exit here, and I'm going to, and this is it basically. And then I'm going to go here, submit application. Okay, so it's showing me that it's not done because there's a lot of parts that we missed for sake of time. Like here, you know, we didn't complete it here. The next part here, oh, I have one more part. Program materials. So here, it only shows Dominguez Hills because we chose only one school, but normally it's like if I chose 4, it's gonna be 4 different sections. So here you have to make sure, a lot of schools have a part here where it says questions. Here it's just giving you details. The deadline is December 4th for you to submit. I would recommend don't wait till the last day, December 4th, because it is, you know, everybody, sometimes systems crash, internet crashes because everybody's on it at the same time. So please make sure, I would say we recommend for you to try to target November 30th, but for whatever reason, you know, we need to check it that we didn't get a chance to check it because of holiday week, you know, Thanksgiving, like, you know, then maybe wait a day or so, but always check here, go to questions, and every school will have a couple of questions that they want to ask you. So here, if admitted, you have already answered questions for another school, this program, you will use the previous, okay, so if admitted to Dominguez Hills, will you be interested in being contacted by a pre-health advisor? Should you be interested in pursuing a career as a medical doctor, dentist? No, I'm not, so I'm going to click no. I'm going to save. And then I'm going to go back to submission application. See how by completing that section, now it took me here. So I'm going to go to my application, and it just shows me where I'm at with all the, you know, the information I have to enter. So this is basically it here. Check the status. It's in progress because I haven't submitted it. So once I submit it, you are able to submit one school at a time. So here, for example, if I were to have another school, it would show here. So another square would show here, and it would show, let's say, Cal Poly Pomona. And then it would show, you know, how much I'm complete. So I could submit it separately. So if I want to submit Dominguez Hills because, you know, I haven't answered the questions for Cal Poly Pomona, then I could submit it. Or there's going to be an option where it says submit all. So if you're completed with all 4, everything's complete, everything's done, there's an option to submit all 4, or you could do it independently. It's really up to you. You know, here it says sort by deadline. Again, some schools, you know, may have a different deadline. So right here, it tells you the deadline for this school. So that's it. So here it's saying it's $70 because each school costs $70, which they totally increased it because a couple years ago it was $55, so it went up. Once you're done, here normally it will show you, there will be an option to click, and it will show you whether you qualified for a fee waiver. Okay, so it doesn't show you now. But if you qualified for a fee waiver, it will, this is normally where it shows it, and it would say there, you would click it, and then it would tell you that you have a fee waiver, you know, 4 out of 4. You normally, they allow you to apply to 4 schools when you have a fee waiver without fees, you know, without charging you. So if you were to apply to 5 schools, you don't have to pay 4, because that's the maximum, that you would have to pay $70 for that fit school that you want to apply to. Okay, so I know it was a little lengthy. Thank you for being patient and, holding, hanging in there. So we have completed. Again, I repeat, I believe Mr. Armin said this, please have us review your application. Work on it as much as you can. If you get stuck, reach out to us. This is important. We want to check your application before you submit, just to make sure everything looks good. There's many times where we find an error or we have a recommendation for you because it might help you with your admissions. So you definitely want us to check it because, we do this every year and there's a lot of information we learn from the schools. So, reach out to us, okay? Any questions? Do we have any questions or?
Yes, we have one question, Ms. Torres. It says, do the fee waivers add up as you add more schools?
No. So one fee waiver, if you are eligible, thank you. If you are eligible for a fee waiver for Cal States, it will cover up to 4 schools. So what happens is you automatically choose 4 schools, right? Because you're not going to pay for them. So you choose up to 4 schools, and anything past 4 schools, then you will have to pay. This fee waiver is separate than the UCs, okay? So they each have their own fee waiver. So for Cal States only, if you're eligible for the fee waiver, you will be able to apply to 4 schools without having to pay any fees. If you decide, oh my gosh, I need to apply to this 5th school, I just want to, I can't decide which one to eliminate, and your parents are like, go for it, we'll pay the $70, then you'll need to pay the $70 for that 5th school if that's what you decide. Now UCs, if you've gone through the UCs, that's a separate fee waiver. So I just wanted to kind of point that out. Any other questions?
That's all the questions we have now, Ms. Torres.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Orozco. This has concluded our Cal State application workshop. We will, kind of announce later, maybe in a couple of days, dates that we may reserve, where we'll have like small groups working on this application or checking it, but work on it. A lot of it is your own information. So, but if you're confused about anything, please reach out soon. We're going to be sending you your transcripts and your A through G templates. A through G templates are basically all the A through G classes that you take, and it calculates your A through G GPA, which is 10th and 11th grade. The system here kind of does it automatically too, but it's also it didn't do it before. It's a new feature, so it's for your information and for you to have. You definitely need to use your transcript to transfer your grades. You don't want to be guessing whether you got an A or a C or a B in a specific class. So that's why you need your transcript, so that you get your state ID from there, and you also get all the course information from every grade level, because that's the biggest bulk, right? Transferring all that information. So reach out to us, but probably by the beginning of next week, if you haven't heard from your counselor or haven't received a transcript from them, please reach out. Okay, thank you so much, and we will hopefully see you soon. Have a great day.